How's it going, everybody? This is Dominic Minchella. I am the Kansas City Chiefs beat writer on SI and the host of the Kansas City Chiefs Insider Podcast. Thank you guys so much for stopping in today. We're going to be taking a shift in topic, and we're going to be talking about the two most competitive rooms that the Kansas City Chiefs have going into the 2025 season. Talking about competitiveness in a sense of the starting role could be up for anybody that's in the room, and we'll break them down. So you could make, for example, we're not going to be talking about the defensive end room. While you could make a case for some of these guys to become starters, I think that the defensive end room has two guys that are definitive starters going into the new season. So that being said, the offseason won't it won't shift or change the plans for those positions. These are two position groups that are primarily focused on the production that they get throughout the rest of off season. With OTAs coming up again in a few days and mandatory mini camp down the line near the mid-June section of the month, it's going to become crunch time for these guys. And if they want to get a role or become a starter in the National Football League, it's the competition within the room that's got to start sooner rather than later. That being said, let's talk about it. The obvious one that kind of jumps off first is the running back room. We've touched on this a tad. The running back room is a area of concern to where it's like there has been players within the room that have shown great success in the past, but it hasn't been a room that has filtered the most confidence that the Chiefs have had, so much so that I think Patrick Mahomes sometimes when he is carrying and rushing the football, that it's more likely that he's going to be successful with the handoffs. That being said, though, I think the competition going into the offseason or continuing into the offseason, into training camp, is going to be between Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, and Brashard Smith. So Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt, they're both on the final years of their deal. While Kareem Hunt signed with the Chiefs again through free agency, Isaiah Pacheco is coming to an end of his rookie contract. We've seen Kareem Hunt be really talented in a Chiefs uniform. He holds one of the top rushing yards in Chiefs history in the top 10. He cracks it. He's a reliable guy, and he has been since he's broken into the Chiefs organization. While it is crucial, though, going into this season, to see if some of the younger guys can step up, so then they don't have to keep on bringing in a veteran like Kareem Hunt, who his legs might be slowing down on him. While last season it didn't look like that. Father time is a very real thing to pay attention to in the National Football League, especially at the running back position when your skill set is primarily based off your lower region, being strengthening your legs. And as you get older, the motor function gets weaker down on the lower half and the legs, the knees, and all that, to where it becomes a little bit more difficult. Isaiah Pacheco, though, he is putting in a ton of work throughout the offseason. He went back to get his degree from Rutgers. He's also put on some muscle that Andy Reid has told us. And I think that following the season that he had last year, it's crucial that he comes in with the motivations like, this is my job to lose. And it very well could be, because not only is he fighting for a starting role within his own division, within the own room, he's fighting for a role for the future. He's on the last leg of his rookie contract. There hasn't been an extension, and there hasn't been a reason to warrant an extension. Isaiah Pacheco needs to have a strong summer in training camp, beat out the other guys in the room, and then produce on the field if he wants to stay in Kansas City. But a guy who's not on the 1 year kind of benchmark is newly drafted Brashard Smith. Brashard Smith, he is experienced at both running back and wide receiver. And while he is likely to start in a role such as the punt returning, he has the speed and the depth in the room goes so deep that if, say, one of these guys get injured, you can start getting Brashard Smith into the scheme way quicker than anyone would have expected. He's got the speed, he's shown it. He's got the quick hands. He's shown that at two different schools. He's an asset that I think will have a true competition. While they also brought in Elijah Mitchell and a veteran that has kind of, brings that experience, the former 49er, as well as Carson Steele. I think that those two are kind of near on the latter half. They would have to have almost perfect um, training camps and off-season workouts to where they could be considered the main option as at the running back position. Potentially they get a start here and there, but I don't see it as likely. So that being said, we have to keep a close eye on how the running back room develops because the room needs to be more alive. It last season, as we've seen, the running back position has become more crucial and crucial throughout offensive schemes. We saw it with Saquon Barkley from the Philadelphia Eagles, or there's a two-man team that they run a lot in the NFC. Example, the Detroit Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. There's a lot of running backs that can take their game and elevate it that the Chiefs need to mold that after if they want to be successful because they've got the speed to do so and they've got the depth. So that's number one. That's the biggest competitive room that the Chiefs have. Another competitive room that can't be slept on, though, is the left guard room or the guard room in itself. Primarily the left, and I could have just made this to be the entire offensive line, but I think that the Chiefs have gone out through the offseason to fill the needs that they really needed in that position. They brought in Josh Simmons to be competitive with Jalen Moore at the left tackle spot. While you traded away Joe Thuney, it's not the end of the world because there's competition in guys like Kingsley Suamataia, Mike Caliendo, newly signed Tremaine Akram, and maybe even Asa Pole. While I've covered this before, this is a huge topic going into the training camp. Andy Reid has disclosed that both Suamataia and Caliendo will be competing for that starting left guard role. And that was way before they brought in Tremaine Akram. And Tremaine Akram, as we know, he's a Super Bowl winner. He's a part of that Rams team. He is definitely a guy that could be in the competitive nature to fight for a role. And while he's more known to be a right guard position, if there is a weak side that comes on the left alongside the right guard, so much better if Akram, who has the experience both being a veteran and in the NFL, he can just switch over to the left side. It's a complete possibility. And Pole, undrafted free agent, I've touched on him, man. He is a big boy, a super underrated player that could have easily gotten drafted and he fell through. The Chiefs were very smart to bring him in. I think that if he can shine through, he could be in contention to be a starter. While I don't see him as emerging as the starting left guard compared to the other competitors that he's going up against, I do see it as a possibility of him being a crucial part of the left guard or right guard department for the foreseeable future in Kansas City. But if Suamataia and Caliendo are competing and that's like the main focus that they have, both need to incredibly increase their game. The two of them can fill the hole that Joe Thuney left, but the two of them combined can. But you can't have them both on the field at the same time at the same position. So it's going to be a little difficult. I'm hopeful that the former second rounder in Suamataia will be able to step up, and he's been listed as a breakout guy for oh my, weeks. I think that those are the two most competitive, and those are the two competitive rooms to watch going into training camp. That being said, guys, that's going to wrap up today's podcast. Let me know what you thought about it. I would really appreciate it. You can chime off either down in the comments below, or you can follow me on X at Dom Minchella. I post and repost every single day. You're not going to want to miss this Chief story as we continue getting more exclusive things down the line. I'm excited to finally get down and watch training camp and give you guys the inside scoop. You guys can also check out KC Chiefs on SI over on X. We post and repost several things every single day. You don't want to miss any of those stories. You can always look up Kansas City Chiefs on SI, even in the Google search, and we'll always pop up. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed that podcast. You guys know the deal. Chiefs Kingdom, be kind to one another, and I'll see you tomorrow.